Welcome to the Polity. It's my pleasure to welcome you once again to this program, your darling program. My name is Dayo Mogun, and we have a loaded time today on this show. And so we go very quickly to the business of the day. But let me remind you that this is coming to you live from Kaftan Television, the Abuja studio. And this afternoon, we have in the house, or I have to my immediate right, Shina, Loremikan of the Campaign Against Impunity in Nigeria. And also I have to my far right, Declan, Ihekaire of, help me now.
Activists for Good Governance.
Activists for Good Governance. He's the National Coordinator of Activists for Good Governance. I welcome you.
Thank you.
Right,
Yes.
right. Now, quickly, you have a reason for being here. I think that you should break the ice yourself.
Incidentally, it's a two-leg reasons why I'm in Abuja. I flew in on Sunday and officially engaged the Ministry of Works over the ongoing Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. And one thought, if all things was normal, one should not have been in Abuja, because on July 7, we officially wrote the Ministry of Works liaison office at TBS and then submitted a letter backed up by a large number of youths and other concerned persons on our worries and concern on that road. Basically, we noted that a month before then, one young man called Ola Obanla was arrested. His whereabouts was nowhere to be, is not known to us. And on the other leg, worries and concern about property owners in that axis. Immediately we rounded up with the Ministry of Works. We ran into this problem of Yele Shure being invited, arrested, detained, injured by the police. And knowing what Kaftan TV is, a TV station that is pro-people, always up and doing on issues of development, we thought it would be nice to come and also spend some time with your darling and highly favored station that also broadcasts even beyond Abuja.
All right. You're welcome once again. Let me. So you have issues with how the Ministry of Works or the Minister of Works is carrying on the Lagos-Calabar Lekki Expressway work as it concerns people's property around the Lekki alignment. Is that correct?
Very correct.
Now, so what are the issues? Maybe I should go to Declan.
Yeah, thank you. When the news of the coastal road from Lagos to Calabar was made known to Nigerians, it was a welcome idea. But what was not welcoming was when it was very clear that Nigerian citizens' rights, most of those in diaspora, was going to be tampered with. This is the first time in my history in this country where you see properties being demolished, no compensation, no negotiation. And even when there is negotiation, you find that it's only the authority who speaks, who gives directive, who gives order. No feedback from the people whose right has been taken away. But all things being equal, we actually came to Abuja. On Monday, we had a protest at the Ministry of Works. And on that Monday, we had the hear of Mr. Minister Dave Umahi,
Okay.
who asked his officials to speak to us and promised that he was going to meet us on Tuesday which was on Wednesday, sorry, and that was done. You see, the whole thing centers around violation of rights, and I think we should be able to get it right in this country, where rights of citizens have been taken away by authorities. Just like he said, while we're here in Abuja, we had the news about our comrade.
Yeah, let's take them one after the other.
Yeah, we will.
Let's take them one after the other.
Do that.
Yeah.
You see, why I'm going to that is this. It will be totally wrong for me as a right activist, as a veteran activist here in Abuja, not solidarizing with one of our...
No, we will give you the opportunity.
So, but for
definitely.
now, with the news and the meeting we had yesterday with the minister, we've been able to secure a wind of discussion between the parties that are involved in this coastal road thing. The window is now open, and the minister has given his word that within 3 weeks, the ministry is going to organize a sit-down meeting with those whose property has been taken away for the construction of the coastal road. But we are saying, let it not be a repeat of a case of making promises and not fulfilling promises.
Okay.
So the minister, in as much as we believe in him, we want to believe in whatever thing he has said to us yesterday. And we strongly believe that he should be a man of his word, which we want to believe that he's a man of his word. And so, in 3 weeks or before 3 weeks, we expect a letter inviting the stakeholders for a meeting. And at that meeting, we want to believe that every gray area in respect of that struggle of construction and demolition of properties and all those things will be resolved amicably.
All right, let me come back. Shina, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what the issues are. So usually when there is such a construction, you get talking with owners of property around the corridor. You sit down, you tell them if the work is going to affect their property. Is that not so? So this did not happen concerning the particular area you're talking about.
Yes, you see, the legal framework we are operating on in Nigeria permits individuals to own properties.
Sure.
And you can also improve on the properties.
Yeah.
Along the line.
But in improving on those properties, I'm sorry.
Okay.
In improving on those properties, you do not go beyond what your dimensions are, is it?
Yes, even very correct. But you see, improving on those properties could mean you as an individual owner or a collective owners, you are improving. And the states, that is the government, may also like the location you are or what you have on ground and is interested to take it over from you for public interests.
All right, okay.
So if that public interest is there, the legal framework says you serve the first generation of owners a notice expressing your interest to take over the property for overriding public interests, and you also pay what technically is called adequate, prompt, and effective compensation. That is the rule of engagement.
All right.
Anywhere in the world, particularly when you operate a dual system, mixed economy. Otherwise, all properties belong to the state, the government. But in Nigeria, no. Properties belong to 3 categories of persons: individuals, state government, and federal government. In the case of the Lagos axis of the Calabar
Expressway, yeah.
Some individuals are already on the land. They have taken possession. And government, in its own wisdom, has also given some of them papers that can advance development of those land. Some of them have survey, some of them have C of O, some of them have the consent from the Lagos state government. Unfortunately, the federal government feels all those documentation, all those process does not matter to them. They want to roll down the program, and that brought some conflicts.
Sure.
But like my colleague said, fortunately when we met the minister, he is well informed. He took it upon himself to say, even if there is a case in court as it is, he wants us to adopt an alternative dispute strategy and see how we can resolve all issues, because everybody, even we that does not own property there, we also want massive development. And that's because those developments have chains of reaction that can help to reduce unemployment, increase economic productivity, and at the same time promote travel times, reduce travel stress.
Right.
All those are the issues that we took. And I want to inform, sometimes they say history repeats itself. During the colonial days, in the 80s, in the 18th, 19th century, when the rail line was being done by the colonialists also wanted to take over some land in the country, particularly in Lagos, to run the railway line from Ido to Ibadan. Somehow, Abat Macaulay took up the issue of compensation in favor of the Oluwa families and went to London. While we came to Abuja, he went to London those days. And when they got to London, they had the discussion. London agreed. The British government agreed that the Oluwa family are entitled to compensation, and they were duly compensated.
All right.
So history is repeating itself. We are glad it was not easy that what Abat Macaulay, a foremost nationalist, did. We are also repeating it, and we are glad that, like the colonial government, the honorable minister is also saying, my doors are open.
All right.
Let us discuss so that our society can witness development, and the coming generation can also say we have been free, fair to promote development for everyone.
Okay. Now, so if I get you right, all the papers that the owners of those properties ought to have, they have.
Absolutely.
Yet, in spite of that, government is railroading itself. I mean, it's just, pretending, ignoring whatever is on ground and trying to just do what they want to do. Now, is this applicable to everyone around that corridor?
No, government, I say government is like an octopus. Government can do and can undo. One, they have done what we call divide and rule.
Right now.
Yeah.
So some people are happy.
Some people are happy. Those who have shanties
and have been compensated, right?
But some people who have never seen 25 million in their life, when they had come and collect 27 million, they just jumped on it that, oh, good luck. And those who know that if you want to buy a property in that area now, if you have 50 million, it's like you are joking. Those are the one government has not touched. So it's like the more you know your rights, the more stress the government is giving you. But if you are ready to sell your rights like a pot of porridge, they just give you a check and then ask you to leave.
Let me ask Declan. So, he has said that there's divide and rule. Now, let's take the compensation package on a general note. Do you think, because he reeled out some terms, it should be reasonable, it should be adequate and all that.
Prompt.
It should be prompt. Now, do you think that, do you consider what has been paid adequate, prompt, and reasonable?
Okay.
Well, for me,
for those who have been paid.
Yes, for me, any compensation that is being paid for taking over one's property shouldn't be a one-way thing. It should be a compensation based on agreement, based on understanding of both parties.
Right.
Now, you must be able to assess what I have.
Right.
You must be able to assess the quality of what I have.
Yes.
And based on the quality of what I have, you should be able to approximate. That's why you have valuers. Valuers will come and value. What is the value of this? Okay, for public interest, we negotiate. If it's 100 billion, you can say, okay, because government is involved, okay, pay me so amount. But what we have in this instance is like a father forcing his way on the child.
On the child.
Look, if you don't take it, nothing will happen.
In fact, you won't get anything.
In fact, you won't even get anything. That's exactly what's going on now. But like I said, our meeting yesterday with Honorable Minister will prove two things. Is either he proves that this government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a government for the people, or it's going to prove that this government is a government against the people. And history is waiting. Posterity is there to write it either positive or negative. But I want to believe that my own concern is you as a government, you pleaded with Nigerians in diaspora, come home and invest.
Yeah.
People came, brought millions of dollars into the country to develop a particular place. In those places, you're going to have schools, you're going to have hospitals, you're going to have markets. Then they want to help you build your economy. And now you have gone to do what? To demolish those things, even claiming that there were no property on those things. And what is property? A land is a property.
Yes.
Now, they say it's a swampy area. And that's not correct. The areas that were taken over have been sand-filled by the people who owns those areas. Billions of naira
improvement on
yes. Billions of naira has been spent on that axis. So the government should consider one thing. Our reputation abroad goes a long way. If nothing is done to assuage the pains of those who has been affected now, I can assure you so many Nigerians will stay back. And it's not even only Nigerians in diaspora that came to invest. From information available to us, even some white men, some African people who are interested in properties here in Nigeria also invested. And so the government should please, based on the renewed hope agenda, hope should be hopeful. Hope should not be hopelessness. And so Nigerians who has put down their money should now begin to enjoy that hope. I want to believe that the Honorable Minister of Works will do the needful. I'm still saying it. He must do the needful, and I believe he will do the needful.
All right. Okay. Now, so do you have? I don't know. That should be part of the meeting that you held with the minister. Do you have your own assessment of what you should get? Do you? I mean,
get as in how?
As compensation. You have your own valuation.
Yeah, the valuation is very simple. The valuation will come at the time maybe the people are served notice of a meeting. Okay, if they are served notice of a meeting, documents will speak. When the document speaks, then the government will also present. In fact, the government does not have a document to counter the documents we have mentioned here. CFOs are there, survey plans are there. There's no two ways about it. Money has been spent. Yeah. So we expect our government to sit down with those people, with their representatives, to say, okay, you have spent 10 billion, no problem. We're going to offer you 7 billion. They should be able to reach a compromise.
Which ordinarily is still a loss.
To them, to the investors.
To the investors.
But what we're seeing, or what we saw before that meeting, is that you can do anything. There's nothing you can do. We're in power.
Which is the impunity you talk about.
We're in power. Nothing, you can't do anything. We're in power. And that's where the divide and rule thing came in.
Because some other people have been settled.
Yes. People somebody had never seen 5 million before, you're giving that person 20 million. Of course, that person will be ready to counter those saying the government have done nothing.
No, but of what use will it be if somebody who has not seen 5 million before and his property is not worth 20 million? You think government will go ahead and just give out
the value of the property there as at today, whether it's shanty or not, is more than 20 million.
Oh,
whether it's shanty or not is more than.
You know, along the coastline, there are indigenous sentiments.
Yeah, okay.
Some of them are fishermen. Some of them are hunters. Some of them have been there for centuries.
Just living
some of them
pedestrian
don't even
life,
have modern
buildings,
facilities, electricity, water, to mention but a few. So when you now approach them, it's like somebody who has not had a meal for the past 2 days. Even if the rice you have just prepared does not have salt, he will just tell you, let me just have something. Let me just have something to eat. And that is what we are saying. And we are saying that government is an institution that gives people confidence. Is an institution that encourages sustainability. So a way to sustain the people and the economy is to pay them what is called adequate compensation. Even if you like, you can encourage them to work in a group where financial literacy can also be extended to them. So that won't be the story we have had in the past
of people
when our uncles got loans from bank
and they got
married more maids for us, and at the end of the day the family were against themselves.
All right. No, I think that one good news is the fact that you people have been able to meet with the minister.
Very well.
That's a good one. And from what you have said, it looks like as everything is going well.
One other good thing is this.
Yeah.
When we mentioned to the minister that a Nigerian citizen in the name of Ola Obanla was arrested, immediately the minister instructed his management team in the ministry to look for him, identify where he is, and get him released immediately.
Okay, what was the incident that led to his arrest?
Obana was a security man detailed around
those properties.
Yes. And he was adopted by soldiers, and he was whisked away. Till date, we have not seen him.
How long has this been?
Oh,
June.
Since June. We've not seen him. We've not seen him. And we've been raising this everywhere we go. Like he said, Minister took it upon himself yesterday to start making contacts that the young man should be released. And we're still expecting that the young man is released. And if the young man is released today,
it's not known at
it's
all.
not known. If the young man is released today, we're going to praise the minister. We're going to praise the government to have released him. That's one leg. Another leg is the meeting that has been promised that within 3 weeks we're going to sit down and find a way out to making the diasporans happy. My concern is, let us encourage our people who have gone out there to work. Instead of them wasting the money there, we should encourage them to bring the money back home. Anything that we have to do, we must be able to encourage them. Again, the land that have been taken over,
yes,
you still have part of those lands that have not been touched. For instance, if I have a plot of land, quarter has been taken away, I still have more than half to manage.
If quarter has been taken away, you still have 3/4.
Good. The government should also consider that aspect too, of considering those whose property has not been finally taken away to be asked to continue development of their property.
No, as it is now, have they been hampered from continuing?
Of course,
yes.
Of course,
yes.
They were stopped.
Once there's some measure of
yes.
In fact, that was the problem Obanla had. I don't want to see anybody at the site. So he was found at the site. It became a security risk.
Who says they don't want to see anybody on the
site? The Honorable Minister.
So even if you have a quarter plot there now that legitimately belongs to you, despite the fact that they have taken what they've taken, you cannot even you can't even touch it. You can't. And that's an aspect of impunity, which we believe with the meeting we've had with the minister.
Could it be because of safety, such that, I mean, if the road takes this portion and the remaining part of your piece of land is immediately next to it, how do you run without infringing?
The issue is this: there is nothing new under the sky.
Correct.
Once upon a time, there was no fire service in London. An incident led to the emergence of fire service in London. Today, there is no modern city without fire service.
Correct, yes.
Someone will pay the price. Sometimes ago, New York was one of the headquarters of slum.
Yeah.
And they struggle to advance development. Even till today, there are some metropolitan cities in the US far developed than New York. The rich and the poor, God has created them to be living simultaneously with themselves. But the way the rich flaunts their wealth can make the poor to say, I won't let you have peace.
True.
And interestingly, what we are also saying that government conduct, I don't want to go to the issue of Showore yet.
No, we're not there yet. We're not going there yet.
Concern. And
we need to go step by step.
I also want to say that, yes, every day when I move around, I say, why are we getting it right? Why are we getting it wrong? Development Path Worldwide is saying that 3 scenarios. You have a group of a community producing phones, just phone, telecommunication. Another community producing cars, just cars. And the third community producing textiles. You map out unemployment more with the man producing textiles than the man producing car and the man producing phone. Because a baby, irrespective of their population, does not need a phone.
Correct.
Somebody below 18 years does not need a car. Whether you are a baby, whether you are an adult, whether you are age, you need clothing. So for those who want to mop up unemployment, you concentrate more on textiles. What do we have in Nigeria? Our textiles industries have rested.
Yeah, but I
import all sorts of cars.
I'm waiting for the connection between this and this background that you have made.
The connection,
with the question that I asked,
is that
could it be that
when you seize construction work of other persons, entities in that entire, you are creating problem of unemployment. You are slowing down the economy because you want to do a highway. You have asked everybody to leave the coastal line. Otherwise, you will be arrested, and Obanla is a case in study. Have you seen him since we pick him up? So stay away. We said, no, that is not fair. Let them go simultaneously. Secure your sites. Even those youths like Obanla could be security personnel to secure your equipment, your materials kept for use in a later day.
Well, for me, really, that question is, I'm trying to look at the mind, the workings of the mind of the government side. Why would they, if you have a portion that is still remaining for you, why would they insist that you cannot access it, you cannot develop it, and all that? So I'm saying, I'm saying, if the road passes here, and they feel that there has to be some more space before you can develop. Maybe those are issues that still need to be sorted out. Maybe that's why they are holding on. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but we know our country very well. This is a country where government will take this portion, leave out this portion, pend it.
Yeah.
After construction, they give it out.
Rather than return it to the rightful owner.
They give it out. It could be turned to a higher estate where the original owners might not even be able to possess. So what we're saying is this: you have taken this. It's on record. You have taken so meters, and so meters is left.
Yes.
Allow those that owns those meters
to take possession
and start developing. We know what the economy talks about every day. A bag of cement today is not the same price as a bag of cement tomorrow.
True.
And so if you really want to make the people happy, don't bring in impunity to say we are here, we own the land, but the same government issued licenses to those ones on those land that you dispossessed. The people that owns those land has what is called governor's consent. Is there. They have all the documents. So federal government are coming to say we have authority over what belongs to me that I have a legitimacy over. It's like a father overflogging a child. And we are saying that is wrong. But for me, I still want to believe in the Honorable Minister of Works that we met, that agreed with us, that is going to do the needful. And I don't also want to believe that there's a personal problem somewhere that is between the minister and maybe the owners of those properties. I don't want to believe there's anything like that. I don't want to believe. Because if there's nothing like that, I want to believe that the interest of Mr. Minister should be about development beyond the coastal road.
Oh, definitely.
Because after the coastal road, people are still going to be around. It's not going to be all desert.
Definitely.
It's not going to be all desert. So as a father that he is, because I believe if Mr. President is a father, Dave Umahi is a smaller father. And as a smaller father that he is to us, he has promised, and I want to believe in the promise he has made, that within 3 weeks, he's going to convoke a gathering of stakeholders for us to meet and resolve this issue. And I say clearly as a right activist, if this government so do what he has promised in respect of what we are asking for, I'll give it to them.
Oh, definitely. Now, let me ask this, because indeed, it will seem like an overkill if indeed somebody's land, part of it has been taken, and you deprive him of the rest. It sounds awkward. It sounds weird. Now, but let me also, because I do know that the whole essence of opening up those places is also to fast track development. So it will be counterproductive to remove everybody from there because you are creating a road. And I think so. I think I agree with you that something needs to be done so that the people can have a sense of belonging, can have a sense of government caring for them and all that. Now, but is it possible, because people are watching you from around the world, now is it possible to give more clarity on the particular place you're talking about so they can relate with it? Is there a name of an estate? Is there
are numerous from Victoria Land, Ahmedu Bello Way.
Yeah.
It goes down to
Ahmedu Bello Way. Did I say my Lagos remembrance is
Bar Beach.
Yes, Bar Beach. Yeah.
NTA.
Yes.
Eco Hotel goes that way.
Bonny Camp, is that correct?
No.
Okay. Bonny Camp is on the right. Then you turn where you used to have the headquarters of Oceanic Bank.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
And towards that way.
That way.
Then this way along the line, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Right.
There is this landmark event center. Ihekaire Beach.
Yeah.
From Ihekaire Beach, you go to Okunja or Gombo, and you go like that, and it's going to Ihekaire. From Ihekaire, it's going to Ogun State. From Ogun State, it's going to Ondo State. From Ondo State, it's going to Delta. From Delta to Calabar.
All right, of this stretch, which ones are you concerned about now? I'm saying because somebody is watching.
Now is Okunja. Okunja is the problem. Ibuefon.
Okay.
Those are the major landmarks.
That's the place housing
Ibuefon. Yeah. So do you have F1 in those places?
In those days.
All right.
Those days they used to have. And you see, one good thing about this thing, when we revisit the minister, we also let him know. Like I said, there is nothing new under the sky.
Right.
What we call the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road has been in existence for over 30 years, from Cotonou to Togo, to Ghana, to Ivory Coast, to Senegal. They also have a coastal road. And you see how they have changed the area, that while you are driving, you can look at the Atlantic Ocean. They have planted economic trees there.
Yeah.
It makes you feel life is good.
Yeah.
So you cannot just dislodge everybody.
Yeah.
And I also want to say this. When Eco Bridge was undergoing construction, governments also took over land. And what did they do then? Under Mobolaji Johnson, they relocated some of the owners to what is called New Lagos, Surulere, Shita, Ilegogoro, and Stadium. That is what some of them did. In fact, at that time, one of the modes of giving out the new houses was to ask, how many wives do you have? If you have 3 wives, or if you have more than 2 wives, they give you 3-bedroom apartments. If you have 1 wife, they give you 1-bedroom apartment. And they are still there today in Surulere, in Lagos. So there are templates to satisfy your people, to promote amazing and inspiring life, not to frustrate and dehumanize your own people. In the same vein, when government is giving the compensation, you make it a public affairs. So it won't be a situation where you further divide the family. Some fathers will collect the money and not disclose to their wife or their children.
Right.
But when you make it a public affairs, it encourages stability. It brings good omen. Like my colleague said, the information we are gathering, some of these investors are from UK, US, South Africa, thinking that once of that axis was one of the export slave zone. Many Nigerians were exported to Europe, America, Latin America through that Lekki axis. There is a slave port there. So some of them who are Pan-African, some of them that have attachment with Nigeria wants to have a property there, thinking that
because of the historical
link. And that's why we are saying, don't destroy the beauty and the legacy that we all inherited.
All right.
You need to make your people happy. They can come for holiday there.
All right. You want
to? From a quick one.
Yes.
I had always been an advocate asking our people out there to come back to the country and invest.
Sure.
So when I heard about some property developers there, like Win Homes, there's one part, Win Homes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And that most of the people who invested in Win Homes are people in diaspora. I was so much impressed. In fact, I once took a trip to that site.
The Win Homes is in the Okwaja.
Yes.
Okay.
I went to that assist to see the estate there, and I now began to see why our people in diaspora were interested in that assist. And that is most of the place. In fact, is the major place that was hit by this demolition. And so it touched me. I touched most of our people in activism to say, no, we have to protect the interests of these people in diaspora. And that's why we are appealing to the government. No matter what you do, we applaud the good job you're doing concerning the coastal road, but not at the detriment of your people who have suffered so much.
After all, the roads are for people.
They are for people.
Right.
You don't just build the road without seeing aesthetic beauty.
Yeah.
And the beauty are the structures you see. Even if when you fly out of the country, you see roads across the sea, but you see houses. That's the beauty of it all.
Yeah.
And so those ones out there have seen it all over there, and they want to replicate what they have seen there here in Nigeria, and we should encourage them. And so my interest is in those diasporans. While I talk to you now, so many, in fact, I spoke with 2 or 3 who have confessed to me that they might not come back to Nigeria again, and that's the bitter truth. They feel the government that should have protected them is not protecting them, and that's why I'm appealing today through this national medium that the minister should please, for the sake of those diasporans, he should let go whatsoever difference he has with anybody within that axis, and let us do the right thing for this nation and get the people to be treated fairly and nicely, and it will be better for us.
There's no doubt that your points have been very eloquently, very well articulated, and clearly we can't be asking diasporans to come back home and invest and at the same time frustrating their efforts, especially considering the fact that this their contributions are boosting our economy very, very much. And so I think that I agree entirely with my guests that something needs to be done urgently, and I am very excited the fact that the minister has been able to meet with you people and has given a promise, and I do know to some extent that he keeps his promises. He has tried to in certain areas that I do know. I'm not holding brief for him, but I'm just saying, and I do believe that because it's a national issue and has to do with diasporans, I do want to believe that he will do the needful. So I do want to say once again that it's you're welcome, and every time, anytime, this place is open to you. But you're not going yet. I'm just saying that for this particular one, yeah, I believe that we've trashed it well. I believe that you put your points across, and I believe that this will get to the minister and several other persons in the government.
Thank you.
Who will take necessary action. And we would also like to have a follow-up when the meeting does hold, or if it fails to hold. We would like to be brought up to speed at the appropriate time, so that we can be a part of this struggle, because we do know that Captain TV is for the people. We are here for you people, and we do believe that every dispute can be resolved amicably with in a win-win fashion for all parties concerned.
Very well.
And I see that happening concerning this particular one. And so once again, Shina, Loremikan, you're welcome. Declan, Ihekaire, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Will it be, is yours Obokian or Bojai?
Oh, I'm a Nigerian.
All right then. Now, so we take a break now, and when we get back, we'll be talking about youth empowerment. And at that time, we'll probably be having 3 guests. That is the 2 in the studio and 1 via Zoom. Yeah, after this break. All right, viewers, welcome back to the Polity, and in this second segment, we'll be talking about youth empowerment, and my guests are still here, with whom we talked about the issue in the Lekki part of the Lekki corridor of the Lagos-Calabar Highway, expressway, coastal expressway matter. They're still here. And I hope that I'll be joined by someone else via Zoom, and the connection is being tried. We do hope that this works as quickly as possible. But in the meantime, I'll continue with the guests in-house, and we're talking youth empowerment. And in the first instance, gentlemen, the population of youths in Nigeria is huge, and reports, some from the National Bureau of Statistics, say that the youth constitute 70% of the Nigerian population, which comes to around 155 million people, and that's when you take the bracket from 15 to 35 years of age. So 70% is a huge portion. Ordinarily, this ought to be a blessing to Nigeria, because there are countries where you have more aged people or people below the energetic age range. So this is like a demographic dividend, as they say. Now, let me ask you, whereas it ought to be a blessing, is it indeed a blessing in Nigeria?
It is a blessing, but you know, there is this common saying that you may be standing on gold and you may not know.
You may not know.
If you don't galvanize the youth, what's supposed to be a blessing may end up being a curse. I do a lot of trainings, and I tell parents that the smartphone is a very powerful tool that can change your fortune from a never have to have, from poor to middle class or to riches. It can also take you from petty crime to serious crime. It can also lead you to what I call antisocial elements.
Right.
And I'll break it down.
Just before you break it down, can I get him now? Right. Doctor, if you are on, please do say hello to us.
Hello. How are you?
All right. Good to see you, Doctor. I have right now on set via Zoom Dr. Nwachukwu Anakwenze, who was one of the PDP presidential aspirants in the 2023, the 2023 primaries of the PDP. He is based in US, a medical doctor and a businessman and philanthropist. I welcome you, Doctor.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Thank you. Yes, I can hear you.
All right. I guess we still need to work. All right. So, I'd like to welcome you. We're talking today about youth empowerment and how this can be achieved through education and agriculture. And I'd like you to weigh in as soon as possible, as soon as your connection is good. Just let us know. Just come into the show now. So, are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. I think some work still needs to be done on the connection because. Let me continue. So you are going to break it down.
I want breaking it down. If you pick a smartphone and you have internet on it, if you ask any of the search machine to tell you how to run a radio station, it will give you basic information on that. If you also have the same smart machine, how can I bake a bread or a cake? It will also give you information. The same smartphone, if you ask the smartphone how is a bomb made, it will also give you information. If you also ask the same smartphone how can I service an AK-47, it will also give you information. The worst is this: if you ask the smartphone to tell you.
All right, let me just hold you for a second, Doctor. If you're there, all right, Doctor. I'm sure you heard me before. Welcome to the show. And how is the U.S. today?
No, the U.S. is good. The U.S. is good.
All right, U.S. is good. And you are good yourself?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, quickly, we're talking about youth empowerment, and like in my intro a while ago, I did say that Nigeria is blessed with a large population of youths, which the National Bureau of Statistics puts at 70% of the population, talking about something like 155 million people. And so I was asking that, is this a blessing or a curse? Because ordinarily that should be a blessing, that should be a demographic dividend. But in the case of Nigeria, from the reality on ground, from what you have seen, from how you watch from outside, from the background of, America and what you know locally, is this a blessing? It's not. All right. Go on. I heard you. Doctor, if you would come back, I heard you the last time. You said it's not, but okay. All right then, Shina, please.
And the dangerous aspect of it. So it's like the good, the bad, and the ugly. The dangerous, ugly part of it is that the same smartphone, if you say bad girls Bible, what you cannot imagine is what it will show to you. It's already there. So if we don't galvanize the youth, they can go at any level and put the society to a state of confusion.
All right.
So they have to be guided. They have to be monitored. Even parents should also not just allow children to have unlimited access to entertainment tools, television, video, smartphone. You have to monitor them. Some children, when they get into their room, they don't sleep. They are always pressing one gadget or the other. And if you don't have enough sleep in a day, it may affect your health and mental states.
Correct. That's true. That's the same way I wanted Dr. Anakwenze to weigh in. If he's connected and he can hear me, I'd like you to take it up from there. All right. Now, so Shina was saying that it's a two-edged sword. You could utilize, you could galvanize them and utilize them for the benefit of society, or you could drop your guard, and that could be something else. And that's why this program has been put on air. So what do we need to do? He mentioned that they need to be guided, they need to be monitored. And I think, just to add, especially considering what we're talking about, that they also need to be empowered. Now, somebody has described the youth as bullets that need to be fired. Like even the Bible will refer to children as arrows in the hands of their parents. And so I like to put this to both of you. Now, we have 155 million youths. I mean, of course, give or take. Now, more than half, and I'm being very considerate here, I'm being very, more than half of them who fall within working age do not have jobs.
Okay.
What is the...
Yeah, let me just comment this way. It is very unfortunate that the strength of other nations is the weakness of Nigeria. I used to attend events organized by Youth Fora, most of the time the National Youth Council, where their slogan is kill the youth, kill the nation, destroy the youth, destroy the nation. This is a nation that has refused to appreciate the importance of youth. This is a nation that has refused to appreciate the ability of the youth to turn things around. This is a nation that believes in recycling, that has not actually given the youths the opportunity to do what they know how best to do. And that's why you find our youth today, they want to get rich quick because they want to emulate those that has been recycled, who has been milking the nation for years. You were in a country, I am 56 to 57 now. I've been hearing of some names since I was born, and they are still alive in politics till today. A country, for you to be a youth and contest or to vie for any position, any major political party, you must have billions of naira to do the needful. We're in a country where the youth's empowerment proper has been made to be youth disempowerment. We're in a country where peanuts will be thrown to the youths and they'll be scavenging rather than creating an enabling environment for them to operate. How many companies do you have in this country operating today? How many schools do you have operating without an infringement on the right of those youths? Education in Nigeria today ought to be free. How do you empower your youths? You only empower them by making them garage boys. You only empower them by making them envious of those in power. And that's why you find out that today our youth, rather than doing what ought to have been done to contribute economic wise, they have become an endangered species to me and to people in government. And so we must get it right. And getting it right will mean giving the youths opportunity in serving this nation. If you don't give them opportunity of serving this nation and they watch you, their parents, still serving them and still milking them, they will look for one way or the other to also do what? Get into crimes that they ought not have gone into. And like we were trying to raise issue earlier concerning Showore.
We'll get to Showore.
I'm coming there. He's a youth. He's a youth in this nation.
Yeah, we'll get to Showore.
He's a youth.
Very shortly.
And so opportunity should be given to them.
Now, is the doctor connected or not? Hello, Dr. Anakwenze. All right. Okay, now.
Yeah, I was trying to say this. That the strength of the nation belongs to the youth.
That's correct.
And if youths are not given opportunity, you'll find out that most of them will go into crimes.
Right.
That at the end of it all, even those in power will not find it easy.
Right.
So until we get to a situation where the youth of this country that God has given to us, we have the gifts in the youths, we have the gifts in mass of our land. Nigeria is so much blessed with land space that you can encourage those youths to go into activities that will better this nation. But rather than doing that, we have a government, not only on this by this government, that has always been keeping down the youths, making them coming beggarly, making them not actualizing their dream. And you tell me that our youths, their time has not come. When will their time ever come? When you refuse to give them the opportunity that they desire to move this nation forward.
Well, maybe there's so much going for youths from what you have reeled out and what Shina said and what many commentators say. But let's also look critically at certain examples of some youths who had opportunity and flunked it. We've had a youth in the House of Representatives who, by providence, led the House. We've had youths in several other places and who didn't quite represent the youth. So it then begins to look like, in the end, it's not really about age. It's about the individual person. After all, in America today, we transited from what's his name now, Biden, who was almost 80 or so, and then to this other person who is 7-something, and that has not detracted from their development trajectory. And so there is the argument that even the few youths who have been given opportunity did not showcase anything extraordinary, and that and then when you begin to add that to the multiplicity of cases where you have people, youngsters getting involved in Yahoo Plus, getting involved in drugs, getting involved in all kinds of crimes and all that, it begins to look like, maybe the case being made for them is overhyped.
No. A country that belongs to the youths should be youth inclined. Majority of people in Nigeria today are youths. So a situation where you pick one politically, who is there politically, who has been there, who has been outside there, who has seen those older than him in politics, who immediately they got their mass weight, and as a youth that doesn't have what it takes, you get there, the possibility of you misbehaving is there. So that is a case of one. A case of one should not be used to generalize the whole youth.
I agree.
And that's what I'm saying. that our government should tap into what they have before what they have taps into them, and that'll be dangerous. When you tap into what you have, you manipulate them, you use them, and develop this nation. But when it gets to the level like it's going right now, you find our youth going into Yahoo, going into several crimes. And when they cannot find those things doing more or moving as they want it to move, they will pounce back on those who have kept them on that level. So it's a waiting bomb to explode.
Yeah.
And the government should be very careful. And we have time, that which is very essence, to make sure that our youths are useful, our youths are well utilized, not underutilized. You utilize them academically, making sure that where they school is fine.
Right.
Making sure they have access to medicals.
Right.
Making sure they have access to loans. So when I hear government saying we're empowering the youths, I laugh. The kind of empowerment I see now is an empowerment of picking individuals, giving them money to say, oh, we've empowered this, we've empowered that. Why there are people languishing? A country that does not have a data of who are those who really need the empowerment is a very dangerous trend.
All right, and now talking about empowerment of the youth, I believe that one major area that has been underserviced, that has not been utilized optimally, is education. In actual fact, you could say that part of the reason why the youths are the way they are, it's because of the quality of education that we have.
And the cost.
The fact that it's not affordable. If you want to get real quality education, is very highly expensive.
Very well.
And with that, it's out of the reach of the common man.
Very well.
And then you also have the fact that the quality is also questionable. Just a few days back, WAEC released the results, and for the first time, that puts even some of the best-known schools in bad light. But you see, for some people, they will tell you that some of those schools indeed have always been involved in all kinds of practices, but were covered up. But they are so powerful that they might be able to
find their way out,
and maybe give WAEC a bad name. But that's not what we're talking about today. Now, we're saying that education is one area that needs to really be rejigged so that our youth can really be properly equipped to take their rightful place. Is that correct, Shina?
Yeah, it's very correct, and I want to say this. Like the adult population, we also have the youth that are involved in crime. If you get to see the statistics of youth involved in cases of rape, it will amaze you. There are youths who are involved in traffic theft. There are youths that are involved into forgery. And beyond Yahoo, there are youths into drugs.
Yeah.
And the drugs sometimes is as cheap as 200 naira.
We're not even talking about prostitution here, hookup and all that.
That's also another dimension of it.
That's a huge industry on its own.
Are you sure?
That's an industry on its own.
Sometimes ago, about 10, 15 years ago, when the many West Coast countries were running into insecurity crisis, in countries like Sierra Leone, Gambia, and Sierra Leone, Liberia, youths underage were carrying guns. Some of their guns is taller than them. And we should not close our eyes to all those things. You also find some youths into some sectors of the economy that's also prone to crime. For example, construction. Some construction work cannot be done without the aid of alcohol or drugs. So they will teach you how to use and consume it. There was a time I saw.
What exactly does that mean? There are some construction work that cannot be done without the influence of some substance.
So you need raw energy to do them, like lifting of 9 inches block to a story building that is under construction, mixing of cement.
Okay, you need some energy boost. All right.
We need to ensure that we respect the labor law, that an underage cannot work. Otherwise, under the excuse that my father is not responsible, my mother is dead, you find an 11-year-old boy, a 13-year-old boy coming forward to say, I want to be a laborer. If he goes in, he may be exposed to those dangerous drugs, to give him that extra energy to do beyond what his age can do. And it doesn't stop there. We also need to make going to school friendly. It's not enough to say
it is compulsory,
that education is free, education is compulsory.
But it should be friendly.
It has to be friendly.
It should be attractive.
It should be attractive. I have seen parents finding it very difficult to survive and to provide stationery, exercise book, pencil, eraser, school bag or shoe for their wards.
Yeah.
So if that trend goes for long, the child is likely to drop out of school.
Yeah.
Because the things that are needed,
the basic things,
are not available, and I don't know why our governments cannot make them available.
At least those basic things. Nobody's talking about luxury now.
We're not talking about luxury. I don't know why our government cannot make it available. Was it Tuesday while we were driving around town? I saw some boys and girls close to the traffic lights approaching motorists. Some holding duster, soap to wipe the windscreen or the side glass of the car.
For anything that they can get.
What happens in the night? There could be a threat to the motorist.
True.
And when you have stayed in the sun from morning till evening and you find out that the motorists are not generous enough, the next thing to do in the evening is to say, give me your phone. Smash the side glass.
They get desperate.
They get not desperate.
Right.
And they are not easy to be apprehended. They can easily maneuver and find their way to escape when it is time to chase them or to make enforcement. So
clearly, education is one area where our national system is lacking, and this is part of what is frustrating the youths, that part of where empowerment is needed. Like you're saying, government should be able to do something about that, and maybe well-heeled individuals should also be able to do something about that. But let's quickly make progress because I know that you have some other engagements and all that. Now, let's talk about also, we're trying to also look at one area that can engage them and engage them productively is our Greek. And we think that if, for example, you have well laid out farms around this country in the 6 geopolitical zones, for example, and you make sure it's mechanized and all that, we do believe that there are some of the areas to explore to engage the productive energies of the youth, so that rather than go negative, they can be positively inclined and contribute to the progress of this country. And that's a line of discussion I'd like to pursue with you, Declan. And then right after that, we go to Showore.
Yeah, thank you. You see, every nation must have a mirror. And our youths are looking up to those in power. And those in power are yet to give the youths what they want. As a leader, you must lead by example. You want to tell the youths, go to farm, go to mechanized farming, and your own children as a leader are not fronting for that. Your own children as a leader are outside the country. Your own children as a leader are living beyond their means. And you want to tell the youth there, mechanized farming. What do you have for them in the first instance? What arrangements do you have for them? Were you the one who even brought them to the level they are? Were there social responsibility that you have invested on them before they get to that level? These are youths whose parents had nothing. They have brought them to the level they are. They have gone to school out of nothing. They have graduated, no job. And so,
let me just, let's see if we can accommodate my overseas guests. All right, Dr. Anakweze, you're welcome now.
Thank you.
All right, good. Now, so we're talking about, I'll still start with you from where we were at the point. So I was asking whether that large population of youths, as far as you're concerned, is a blessing to Nigeria that it ought to be ordinarily.
Yeah, they are the hope and the goal you have in Nigeria. You can't be saying, oh, they have not showed what they can do. You haven't given them any chance. You have all these old men who are just there stealing. You have all these old men with no serious education who are just occupying the space and buying cars and sharing offices and distributing tribalism and religious bigotry. The youth are the hope of Nigeria. This is the only hope we have. There's no other hope that we have. Hello, are you with me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you're saying that they're the only hope we have. We have no other hope. But just because some people are occupying their space and not allowing them to thrive, that's why we're where we are, right? Go on, sir. Hello, are you there? All right, quickly.
yeah, exactly what I was saying is where he's coming from.
Right.
And I was giving instances of a leader who never invested in the upbringing
Of the
youths, coming now to say, hey, go to farm. You can only tell youths that you have invested on to do your bid. If you have not invested in them, you don't have that right to say, go and do this, go and do that.
And you don't have an example.
You don't have an example. In other crimes, where you tell the youths, do this, they want to do because the leader there have done same.
Correct. In fact, there's this news that went viral just within last week or so of the proprietor of a highly respectable institution.
Very well.
In
whose
this country.
children? Whose children are outside?
Whose children still had to go to school outside.
Yes.
I mean, so how do you? That's if he understands it properly. That's on demarketing his own institution.
Yes.
If he understands it.
Yes. You see, the bitter truth is this. Very soon, mark my word, we're going to have later just one person that will change the history of bad governance in this nation.
Really?
And once that is done, you don't need to force anyone. In fact, you even see the older ones turning to use overnight. Because one, you want to live by example. I've seen a situation in this country where a particular governor was trying to demonstrate that farming is very necessary. And I saw that governor wearing a hand glove
to go to farm.
And you now begin to ask, what example is he laying? You are telling
must he enjoy himself because he
no, you don't need to. Must he go on glove to do what? To hold the hoe? To do what? To drive the
so that he doesn't have blisters. He doesn't want to end up having blisters.
No, that's not it. That is not leading by example. Leading by example means
living by example doesn't mean you have to commit suicide.
No sir. A leader should be sacrificial.
No.
Yes.
When even soldiers go to war,
yes,
they wear safety. They have a helmet. They have
tell me where.
What do you call this?
Tell me where.
Life jacket.
Tell me where you find it that a farmer must go to farm wearing hand glove.
No. So if you have, I don't see that as a problem.
No, I'm saying it's a problem because a leader. I am coming. A leader should lead from the rear, not from behind.
From the front.
From the front and not from behind. Now, if I am a leader in position today, and I want to tell you to go to farm.
Yes.
I want to tell you I will dress like them. I'll behave like them.
No. If you wear the gloves, you also make gloves available to them.
To do what?
To farm.
How?
I don't think we should dwell on this. I don't think.
It's annoying.
Now you said something, and I want to latch on to that. You said that very shortly we will have a leader who will change the entire landscape of Nigeria. Very well. That's a huge dream. Do you see that person in the kind of a person like Showore?
Well, for me, Showore is a person. He's trying his best. He's doing his best. But the country we are today will not allow him in.
So this person that will come, how will he be allowed in?
He will be allowed in. Time is of essence. It could be
so
Showore.
It's not now.
It could be Showore. It could be somebody older than Showore. But I tell you, very soon we're going to see someone who doesn't even need to tell us to do anything. Nigerians will do what we key in. But what we have today and in the past are rulers, not leaders. And there's quite difference between a ruler and a leader. Leaders will listen. Leaders will feel the pain. A leader will not go to oversee to cure himself of any illness. A leader will stay backward. A leader will not burn our money in buying aircrafts. A leader will go on commercial aircraft. A leader will not have to go and buy shoes from outside the country. A leader will wear shoes made in Nigeria. A leader will not have to go and buy rice made from overseas. A leader will do what? Will eat rice made in Nigeria. A leader will not have to ride a car made in China.
You're already doing some mamsa work like Jerry Ghana did.
Absolutely, that's what we need. That's what we need. That's the kind of people we need. We don't need people who goes to US and buy jeeps and begin to share here.
All right.
While we have Innocent and other people who are producing cars here.
Now,
they must
in fact, because this Shina is not getting action, he's feeling cold, as it were, and so I need to engage him quickly. Now, no, because I can see that he's folding his arms across. I mean, now, Shina, let's talk about Showore and his current predicament, his current travail. He's a youth, like you said before.
It's an interesting thing, from our own background.
Right. What background is this?
The human rights background.
Okay. The activism background.
Very well.
Fela said, human rights
my property.
is my property.
All right.
You can't dash me.
My property.
We have freedom of expression and freedom of association. An average activist is a critic. And when you are criticizing, particularly constructive criticism, you should not be penalized for expressing your opinion, suggesting that a program should be extended beyond 1 hour, a news session should not go beyond 45 minutes. The management is at liberty to accept or to reject. That somebody suggested an editorial item and doesn't go well with the management doesn't mean you should be sanctioned or be seen as a rebel. And that's what is happening. Showore have talked extensively about the police we run. What we know is that the Nigerian Constitution not only provides freedom of expression and association, it also says if you defame someone, that person can go to court. In the case of Showore, the police is insisting that is criminal defamation. And I said, whichever, whether civil defamation or criminal defamation, defamation is a bailable offense. So if you have invited him, understanding that he's a presidential candidate, if you have invited him, whatever may be the case, if you are not ready to charge him to court that day, you grant him bail and ask him to come the following day. When he comes the following day, you can now take him to court. And what was Showore saying? Showore said a particular officer attached to the Inspector General of Police has been promoted twice, who have not spent up to 11 years in service against his colleague. When we read the defense of the police management, it was so embarrassing.
Tell them.
That the Inspector General of Police has the discretion to promote any outstanding police officer. I would say discretion is an abuse. There is a police service commission.
They're supposed to
that
handle
does that.
Promotions.
Writing exam, facing interview is a mandatory condition for promotion. Now the Inspector General of Police said, no, I have a discretion that in fact I've used my discretion to promote about 38 officers, including this particular hard-working young lady that Showore has identified having undue advantage over his peers. So,
no, you just emphasized that she's hardworking.
Yeah, hardworking. Yeah,
that's sarcasm.
If she's not hardworking, the allegation is that she's always available for all official duty, locally and international. Is she not hardworking?
All right. Well, because there are some areas that we may not be able to substantiate. Now, let me ask this. In the first instance, part of maybe what has put Showore in the trouble right now is that for like a year or two now, he's been saying that Ihekaire Betokun is an illegal Inspector General of Police because by the law, by the mandatory retirement age, he ought to have left office, I guess, last year, September or something, either last year or the other year. And so these are part of the issues. Now, I would want to ask that, are there other channels apart from the channel that Showore has chosen? Are there other channels that could have been explored in putting across some of these issues?
Yeah, thank you. As a right activist that we are, and Showore is, the best channel is to speak.
Yes, the best channel is to speak.
And he's speaking. He's speaking. Now, my problem is this: you cannot be a judge in your own case. From information available, the petition that was supposedly written against Showore was written on a letterheaded of the police. People alleging Showore now are serving officers against the ethics of the police system itself. So, what do you expect from them? Somebody has said you got promoted unduly, and somebody is supporting that promotion, and you now run to that person that's supporting your promotion to say, get this person arrested. That's not the best way to go. Character assassination should have been dealt with in court as a civil case, not as a criminal case. Now, I laugh. Why do we always predict our police?
Okay, they are so predictable.
Very predictable. We knew they were going to arrest Showore.
He also foresaw it, and he packed.
We knew they were going to arrest him.
He packed this bag, and
we knew it.
Effects. Okay, now I have less than 15 minutes, and I really would like you. Some of you are itching to get in on this program, and the line is open now: 080-2993-8365, 080. Okay, let's take it slowly now. 08029938365. Please get in touch and let's hear you weigh in on any of the two topics that we've talked about in the course of this program. Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, we are always preempt. They always want us over. Before even they take the action, we know where they are going to. If I were to be the police, she would have said or he have said. Is it true what he has said? And if what he has said is correct, what the current IGP has succeeded in doing is to create bad blood even within the system.
Within the system. Okay, let's take this first caller. Hello. Your TV set is too loud. Your TV set is too loud and you're probably too close to it. If you can do something quickly in 30 seconds. Well, you need to do something about your TV set first. It's too loud.
Okay, can you hear me now?
It's better, but you can still cut down the volume of the TV set. Yes, go on now. Go on now quickly.
Okay. I'm with you. Okay, I'm going to off the TV set. Okay, I'll do that now. Concerning the issue of youth that you are talking about, that's why I volunteered to call in and also contribute on the relevant of discussion. Honestly speaking, as your guests have just said, the youth are being left behind in terms of empowerment. And also, the youth will blame themselves for left themselves behind. Why? Because some of them are not here to be self-reliant. They are only like to depend on the politicians. And these politicians, they have their aims on them. And once they get what they want, they will now throw them away. So you're supposed to wake up and know their rights. Because the reason why I say that it's not because of their problems. They are having the way to be the month of leadership. But they are not doing that because they are not self-reliant and they are not trying to depend on themselves. They are decided to go on social violence and go on drugs and some things that use their conscience.
All right.
Things that create them from being self-reliant.
Thank you so very much. I didn't get your name. I didn't get your name. Okay, from Burning Kebbi. All right, thank you so very much for your contribution. So that was a balanced one.
Yes, like I was saying, there is an atmosphere of discomfort among the police officers in this country today.
Yeah, you said he has created bad blood.
Yes, I of recent spoke with an assistant commissioner of police, who was telling me, comrade, do you know my mates are CP, my mates are AIG. I don't know why.
He is still where?
ACP. I don't know why I remain where I am. And seeing what has happened few weeks ago is more, in fact, it's dangerous that the National Assembly must wade in. The Police Service Commission must wade in to do the needful. There's bad blood in the system. And I don't know what the situation where mutiny will be committed. People are angry. Showore has spoken. What he has said, is it correct? Is he lying? Why get him arrested? Why detain him? Somebody said, I knew you were going to arrest me. And he came, you arrested him. I knew you were going to detain me. He came, you detained him. This morning we're hearing that they've broken his arm.
Yeah, the report.
When are we going to end all this brutality? When are we going to end all this situation where a judge becomes a judge in his own case? And I feel it's an embarrassment. Total embarrassment. Furthermore, what legacy or what will posterity say about the current IGP today? While we are
posterity say about the IGP, let's hold your thoughts.
Okay.
Don't lose train of your thoughts. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, Captain Television.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm calling from Nakara. My name is Dr. Adenola.
Dr. Thank you for your consistency. We have very limited time, so if you can just do 30 seconds, let's have you.
Okay, my comment is about the empowerment of youth in Nigeria. Just like your guest there said, the Nigerian leaders are not ready to empower any youth in this country, and they are doing it deliberately. Because if they empower youth, if they allow you to have their own work, they won't have any youth that they'll be using as political talks.
Yes, foot soldier.
So they are doing that deliberately. But they should remember that if our past youth did the same to them, they wouldn't have been what they are today. Because in their own time, when they were in school, even before they graduate, job is already waiting for them. So what are they doing for the youth now that they are in government? So that is just...
Thank you so much, Topper. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
So we were at the first headquarters today.
All right.
When the IGP was coming in, you need to see the convoy. Very beautiful convoy. Very excellent convoy. I thought I was going to be an IGP someday.
All right.
But you know what? It's just a matter of time that you might not find such a convoy. But what matters is what is he leaving behind.
The legacy.
Egbeto Okun is there today. Somebody was there yesterday.
Yes.
Somebody will be there tomorrow.
Yes.
How will the people speak about you? Will they say you were an IGP full of impunity? Will they say you are an IGP full of nepotism? What will they say about you? And that is why if you are in position today, remember the fact that somebody had been there before. And we as civil rights activists will stand to do what? To watch you and tell you sometime, someday that your time is over. So Showore, for me, should be set free.
All right.
He should be set free. The more you keep him in detention, the more you're making him more popular. The more you're making people love him the more. And
you create sympathy.
Beyond sympathy. When we were on the street today trying to say release Showore, free Showore, we saw people in their cars almost shedding tears. What has he done again? What has Showore done again? What has he done again? It has gotten to that level that you see people protesting internally. And that's the worst kind of protest. The worst kind of protest is not when you see crowd. It's when you see people
with bottled up frustration.
Frustration. And it will burst one day.
All right. Right now, one of the reports I read earlier today was the fact that his right hand was broken.
Yes.
And also that he had been taken away, quote, abducted to an unknown place.
Very well.
Do you guys have anything?
For now, we are the police headquarters today, and we tried all our best. Where he was taken to yesterday to make his statement, we got there. There was no information that he was there. This morning we heard that he had been taken to Abattoir police, the dreaded Abattoir police station. And right now nobody knows where he is. And so, if anything happens to Showore, they should know that there are millions of Showore behind who are ready to speak for the real Showore.
I'm sure you want to.
Yeah, I just want to say that all these things has financial management. Arresting Showore, detaining him has economic implications. And I thought taxpayers' money should be spent judiciously. There are many communities that need police services. Instead of the IG handling that, is concentrating on Showore. I can't understand it. Even the convoy I saw today, I saw more than 3 power bikes. If you know the cost of a single power bike, I'm not sure if the British head of police go on such convoy. I'm not sure. And it's so painful. I also saw the convoy that the IG in its fleets of vehicles were about 5 to 7 SUV. It's so painful. Whereas I have seen many Nigerians on the streets soliciting for money for drug Ihekaire.
Oh my God.
I have seen people begging for money for minor surgery. I have seen people that you would have expected that by now they should have rested at home begging for transport assistance. And even the police that the IG is administering. I also read a report. He went to commission a housing unit of 300 housing units. You are talking of a police personnel of over 285,000.
Maybe some are already accommodated. So.
Mr. Dayo, we are not frank. I don't know much about Abuja, but I can tell you that half of the land in police barracks has gone to private hands.
I mean, you are not. You can't. That can be a general statement. Are we talking about all the barracks in
Lagos?
Okay, in Lagos.
I said I don't know much about Abuja.
Yeah, okay,
but
so
in Lagos,
most
of the barracks, the land there has been transferred to private owners.
Like the one in Obalende.
The one in Obalende, the one in Ihekaire. And I'm saying, I said it today at the first headquarters. I said, it's so painful.
The one in Ihekaire.
Yeah, Ihekaire.
That also houses the police college.
Yeah, and even the two hands, the two charges.
Yeah.
There's a massive structure going on there now. The one that is
private,
opposite the police college. Interestingly, after 35 years of service, they'll shake your hand and give you 2 or 3 million naira. And now I said, what can that do?
And sometimes you don't even get the money in good time.
Very unfortunate. If you are in other service, i.e. DSS, your entitlement is higher than that of the police. We see the police every day, and at the end of the day, they are fully eliminated. Another one I also know.
We have little or no time.
It's just 1 minute. I visit the teaching hospital regularly. If you have issues as a policeman, before hospital card is issued to you, you must deposit money. Before a nurse touch you, if you are gone, that fund deposited is not refundable. And I said, how do you want the best from police? When he knows how did he show from home that if anything happens to me, I'm on my own. And if I'm fortunate to survive, I'm getting 2 or 3 million. How will you get the best from them? So where is helping them on this issue of welfare? You may disagree with him. You must have that stamina of tolerance, not to ridicule yourself. Within days, police were changing charges and quoting the wrong section of the law. So the whole of the police like that department don't know.
Inciting, incasing.
They should not ridicule Nigeria. There is police in Ghana, there is police in Togo.
Well, viewers, we will just have to call this. We need to bring it to a wrap. I mean, we've had 2 straight hours if we check, and it's been a very loaded package, starting with the issue of the construction going on in the Lekki axis of Lagos as part of the Lagos-Calabar coastal way, and they came in advocating that justice be done concerning the Okwanja section of the
Wings Estate,
Winhome Estate, and I do hope that government and its agencies have been properly briefed, especially because the minister is properly briefed, and I do hope that in the next few days or few weeks we will hear good news of a turnaround of the situation. I wish you the very best, Shina, and Declan.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so much has come out of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so when you get out of here, go get yourselves a drink. Tell them that both the falcons and the tigresses will pay. All right, so at this point, thank you so very much, production team. My name is Dayo Mogun. I've had a wonderful time with my guests, and indeed with you. Tell your neighbor that there's no TV station that does it better. Just Kaftan Television. It's here that we leave it for today. Bye for now.